My name is Tina. I'm 35, single, and still living at home. I've been so focused on my work that I didn't notice how much time had passed. And now here I am, 35 with no hobbies and just spending my days at home. One morning, the doorbell rang. My mom was surprised to see who it was through the peephole. I got curious too and looked. To my shock, it was Mia, my younger brother Andrew's ex-wife. Andrew, who's 5 years younger than me, still lives at home, but he was at work that morning. He divorced Mia 3 years ago, so why was she here now? My mom, dad, and I were all confused. We decided to text Andrew to let him know, but we also thought we should at least hear Mia out, since my mom had a hard time getting along with Mia back when they were married. I figured I should handle this. I didn't want her to get stressed out. I went to the door and greeted Mia. "Hi, it's been a while," I said. Mia, in her usual calm tone, replied, "Hi, Tina. What brings me here today is that I need to talk to Andrew. It's about child support." We all went into the living room to hear her out. "So, what's going on?" I asked. "I need Andrew to start paying child support," Mia said. The mention of child support left my parents and me shocked. Why would Mia ask for child support when she and Andrew didn't have any children together? "Wait, child support?" I asked. "Yes, that's correct. But you and Andrew divorced 3 years ago, right?" "Yes," Mia replied. "Did you two reconnect during this time?" I asked. "No, we haven't been in touch since the divorce." "Then why child support?" I asked again. Mia explained that she was asking Andrew to contribute towards the child she was now carrying. We were all confused. My parents looked pale, and no one could understand what Mia meant. I thought I should ask more to get a clearer idea of what she wanted. Child support is usually for your own child. If the child you're carrying is Andrew's, then it would make sense. But I trailed off. Mia seemed surprised, saying, "Oh, is that so? I'm sorry. I thought I was entitled to it. My current husband said I could get it." This only confused me more. I wondered about her current husband and what he might be teaching her. I patiently explained that Andrew didn't need to pay child support, as it didn't even apply here. Mia didn't seem to get it. "That's strange," she said. "There's nothing strange about it. Did you come here just for this?" She hesitated. "Well, yes, it's for the baby in my womb. Plus, I was hoping my ex-husband could help out for the child's sake." Her words were outrageous, and I couldn't believe she was saying something so unusual. As I processed what she said, Mia's phone rang. She answered and went into another room, seeming to argue with her current husband. Dad whispered to me, "Mia's saying crazy stuff, isn't she? What if she won't leave until she gets money?" "That can't be possible," I replied. "Why would she ask her ex-family for money?" I couldn't make sense of it, but it was clear her current husband was involved somehow. Mia finished her call and returned, smiling. "I'm so sorry. I made a mistake." "Is that so? Well, good," I said, relieved. But Mia continued. "It wasn't child support. It was alimony from the divorce trial." Now we were all even more stunned. Mia seemed completely at ease, still smiling cheerfully. "Alimony from the divorce trial?" I repeated, confused. "Yes," she said. "My current husband is the type who'll take whatever he can. Actually, we only remarried about a year ago. Before we got remarried, we talked about my divorce with Andrew, and he said I never got the alimony from the divorce trial." "Wait," I said, piecing it together. "So, the reason for the divorce was because of Andrew." I wasn't sure what to think, so I decided to get some clarity. "Wait, let me check on this," I said. I quickly went to my bedroom, grabbed my phone, and texted Andrew, "Did you cheat?" He immediately caught me. Hey, what's going on?" he asked. I explained. "You know alimony is usually paid by the person who caused the divorce, right?" Andrew sounded confused. "Ah, yeah. Why is Mia saying something ridiculous?" I asked. "So, you didn't divorce her because of something you did, right?" "No," Andrew replied. "We broke up because of personality differences. It wasn't anyone's fault." "Okay, I see," I said. "I'm coming home now. I'll be there in about 30 minutes." After the call, I went back to the living room where Mom and Dad were waiting, clearly eager to know what I found out. I nodded and set it down. I checked with Andrew, I said. He said the divorce wasn't his fault. What do you mean, his fault? Mia asked. I explained. Well, in a divorce, the person at fault usually pays alimony. If both of you are equally responsible, then neither should get it. Mia looked confused, but I thought when a woman gets divorced, she always gets alimony. I was shocked. She truly believed that women always get alimony, no matter what. She had this attitude like she would take anything she could get. Sure, it's good to be assertive, but it seemed like Mia hadn't even done any research before showing up. Mia, I said, your husband doesn't make the law. Just then, we heard the front door open. Andrew had rushed back from work. His face flushed. What are you doing here? He asked, seeing Mia. Mia looked at him and said, Oh, it's you, Andrew. I didn't need to see you. You know, I heard from Mom and Sis about you causing trouble, talking about child support and alimony. Andrew was upset. So what? It's my right. Right. Do whatever you want, but I'm not paying you anything. I don't have to. You're responsible for this, Andrew. Mia shouted. Hey, stop it. I intervened, trying to calm things down. I'll talk to Andrew about all this later, but from what I understand, I don't think you're going to get any money. Why don't you look it up? Mia snapped, clearly annoyed. She slammed the door and left. About 20 to 30 minutes later, I asked Andrew, what made you divorce her? Andrew sighed. With her attitude, the stress just kept building up. We just didn't get along. It's better to say our values were too different. I didn't do anything during our marriage that would make me owe her alimony. Later that evening, a loud crash startled me. I rushed outside to see a car speeding away, and part of our flower bed by the front door was destroyed. It's her, I muttered. It has to be Mia. I couldn't stand how ridiculous she was being. Andrew explained, Yeah, during our marriage, Mia always caused problems in the neighborhood. I ended up apologizing for her a lot. She also spent a lot of money on beauty treatments and luxury stuff. Even when we didn't have it, it caused a lot of issues. I couldn't help but think, if you look at all this, it seems like it could be part of the reason for the divorce and the alimony. Andrew shook his head. I wanted to divorce her as soon as possible. I didn't want anything to do with her anymore. I understood why Andrew was upset, but I still couldn't help asking him why he hadn't told me about this earlier. He apologized, and I reassured him that he hadn't done anything wrong. I just hoped things would settle down from then on, but unfortunately, that wasn't the case. The very next day, Mia was back. She rang our doorbell and shouted, I found out I can't claim alimony from the divorce, so give it to me now. Don't you feel sorry for the kid? We ignored her for 3 days, but she wouldn't give up. Then, I guess her current husband got involved. He started parking his car in front of our house and destroying things with a hammer he brought from their home, then leaving. This went on for about a week. I wondered aloud, should we report this to the police? Andrew seemed distracted and said, Sorry, I have work to do, and went to his room. The noise and disruption were starting to affect my work. I work from home, doing web-related services, and the constant doorbell ringing interrupted an important meeting. I called my boss, Natalie. Hey, I just finished work, but it's been tough. Have you reported it to the police? Natalie replied, My parents don't want to escalate things, but I think they're getting frustrated. It sounds like a problem. Natalie is a successful woman, married with a child, and a true supermom. Her son recently got married, and she seemed really happy. She suggested, You should report it. If you don't, it might become a bigger issue. I agreed. You're right. It's been a week now, and it's starting to affect my work. Isn't it strange how small the world is? People like that are surprisingly close to us. Natalie laughed and said, Actually, I do know someone like that, my son's wife. We both laughed at that, but then Natalie's face suddenly grew serious. I couldn't believe what Natalie said next. I quickly came up with a plan that I thought might finally put an end to this whole situation. The next morning, the doorbell rang again. When I looked through the peephole, I saw Mia and a man standing there. That was Idana was enough. I could hear Mia yelling, "My husband says we're going to get your divorce settlement. Do you really want to keep suffering?" The man beside her was grinning from ear to ear. I confirmed what was happening through the peephole and decided to open the door. "You really don't know when to quit, do you?" I said. "Well, of course, I'm all about getting what I can," Mia replied confidently. But when she saw the person standing behind me, her confidence instantly vanished. "Oh my God, what on earth are you doing here?" she gasped. It turned out that Mia's current husband's mother was Natalie. Earlier, during an online meeting, Natalie had asked me if Mia's name was really Mia. After a few things matched up, Natalie had agreed to come confront Mia in person. Thankfully, Natalie lived just half an hour away and had rushed over that morning. "What do you mean divorce settlement? What are you trying to do here?" Mia stammered. I replied, "No, it's not like that. Answer properly. You've been saying strange things for weeks, like that women can always get a divorce settlement. Did you know that?" I didn't know what to say. I couldn't believe what was happening. "Well, if you think about the situation and everything you've been saying, it all adds up. You and him were plotting something together, weren't you?" "It's not like that," Mia quickly defended herself. "What do you mean it's not like that? When did you marry this man?" I asked. It turned out there was another person involved, John. He was the real husband of Mia, and the man who'd been harassing us along with her. "You were working with Alec? What a terrible thing to do." "Mia," I said, shaking my head in disbelief. No, it's not what you think. John's just a friend," Mia tried to explain. "We already know you and Alec have been in a relationship for a year now," I pointed out. "You're finished." "I was planning to start divorce talk soon," John said coldly. "Divorce? No, you're kidding. No. I just came to get some money. Alec is just a friend. It's not a big deal. I just wanted money for my dates. Right, Dan? You'll forgive me, won't you?" John stared at Mia like she was worthless. The whole scene was shocking, and we all just stood there, Mom, Dad, Andrew, Natalie, and mastering in disbelief. "Go to hell," John shouted. "I'm not going to reconcile with someone like you." Mia kept insisting, No, I'm not getting a divorce. I'm not." Alec, looking disappointed by Mia's actions, tried to leave. "Well, I'm leaving," he muttered. But just then, we heard sirens. A police car had arrived, pulling up in front of our house. Andrew had called the police the moment the situation started escalating at our doorstep. "You think you can't escape? You're just as guilty as she is," I said, watching them both. No, I was just messing around," Mia said, panicking. "I wasn't serious." "Messing around by smashing our flower bed with a hammer. What about the dents in our walls?" I asked. Alex started to panic too. "Where's the proof? Show me." "No problem. I'll show you the dashcam footage," I said confidently. "Dashcam?" Alex asked, confused. "Yeah, my car has a dashcam that records even when the car is parked. And guess what? It recorded the whole thing," I replied. "Are you serious?" Alex was stunned. "Absolutely. And Mia, you're just as guilty. You were causing a scene too, weren't you?" I said. "We'll be hearing the full story at the station," I added. "No, Dan, help me. Please have mercy," Mia begged. Without wasting any more time, the police took both of them away. They were questioned at the station, then released for a while, but in the end, they were sentenced to probation. On top of that, John filed for divorce and demanded a large alimony. He made it clear that refusing would lead to another lawsuit. Mia and Alec reluctantly agreed to pay the alimony in installments, $3 million from Alec and $2 million from Mia. It turned out they were both unemployed now and working part-time jobs just to make ends meet. After that, they stopped visiting us, and peace finally returned to our home. Andrew, who had regretted his bad luck with women over the past few years, became good friends with John because of everything that had happened. They even planned to go to a matchmaking party together next time. So hopefully, they both find someone special.